Welcome to my daily review. Today is Wednesday, excuse me, Tuesday, September 9th. I'm getting ahead of myself. Tomorrow is September 10th, Wednesday. It's Tuesday, September 9th, and you're looking at a daily chart of the Nasdaq, which continues to melt up. It continues to just melt a higher high today. I think it was about 6 points higher than yesterday, 21,891. Yesterday's high was 885, so yeah, 6 points higher. And it was kind of a nothing burger, kind of a flat day today. And then as we get into the close, and I always say, the close is what's important with your stocks and with the index. And the institutions are kind of giving their hand away here towards the end of the day and buying in volume. So good day overall for the Nasdaq. I'll go to the weekly chart because we're up 179 points this week. Yippee-ki-yay, 0.83%. There we are. Tight little trade week so far, but it's only been 2 days. All right, I don't trade indexes. Oh, I better go back to get some of my housekeeping stuff done here. The Nasdaq closed at 21,879, 1.8% above the 21 and 3.5% above this red 50 simple moving average. And that's not really extended there. It's been, during this run, you could see it was like more than 6% above the 50, kind of like the whole way, and then really popped here. Got yeah, wait, was it here? I don't know. It got to like it was 7% above at some point. There we are, back back in May. Oh well, I lose track of time. But yeah, it was 6 and 7% above the 50. Now the 50's climbing and it's just 3.5% above the 50. Undercut the 21 a couple of times, on August 1st, on August 20th. And then September 2, but it rallied back above each and every time. So that tells you that it's getting support at the 21. And I like to keep it simple. We have guardrails here at MC stock charts below the 21. We're a little more cautious. Above the 21, we're a little more or a lot more aggressive. It's just like going down the road and you're stepping on the gas the whole way and you come to a turn, you kind of tap the brakes a little bit. Anyway, that's enough for my car analogies. I have couple of things. What are moving the indexes, Google, uh, Google, I had this guy, he's a chart guy, saying that, oh, Google, is a sell. You got to sell this news here, and I'm going, well, it depends on your perspective, right? If you're a trader, sure, take some profits and move on to something else. But if, you're looking at this thing longer term, you're a position, even if you are a swing trader, I mean, this thing is just continuing higher. That day that it gapped up, excuse me, it was 231, 224, and today closed at 239. So personally, I just don't see any sell signs. Today it pulled back to its 5 EMA of 232.51. Let's see what that looks like on a 5-minute chart. Yeah, just a little at the morning, and then see you later. I'm gone. So Google's out to play. Very strong stock. Amazon. These are the ones that I kind of like in the Mag 7. I'm not a it's just I shouldn't say anything. Amazon is set up in a base here. 236.53 is your trigger point. It went through there today, but if you look at the weekly chart, this is still, actionable right here. You can see this 3 weeks tight pattern. Moved a little bit last week, 1.5%, and now up this week, 2.5%. So Amazon's starting to push away from this base here. So Amazon and Google are two that I really like in the Mag 7, Apple, Microsoft, not so much. Meta had a nice day today. Chart looks decent here as it pulled back to its 50. Undercut it one day and then has rallied back through and now above all of its moving averages here. Yeah, it's even 1.5% above the 5. So Meta looks good as well. I've got to get to NVIDIA. NVIDIA, it went down on after Broadcom earnings and it's below the 50 and it's staying below the 50. I'm looking for it to rally back through the 50 here soon. You can see they're up after hours. I'll get to that in a minute. And AMD is another one that I like a lot. And it undercut the 50, and you can see the 5 has traded down below through the 50. But if this thing rallies back through, that 5 will curl right back up. And you can already see it starting to curl there with the nice move today of nearly 3%. This one's up after hours as well. And I'll get to that in a minute. All right, the big story of the day, and I just got to say that Um, the market, the stock market is not the economy. I mean, if you watch financial news, I know I have a lot of people saying, "Oh, the jobs numbers, it's going to crash. The market's terrible, blah blah blah." The economy, yeah, they lost jobs. Jobs market's not good, but we're interested in the stock market, and the stock market is not, the jobs market. We're not trading jobs here. We're trading stocks. So stocks are going to move individually on their own, and you don't really need to know the reason why. I know if you watch financial media news, there's going to be, they lean negative because if it bleeds, it leads and all that. But just watch your stocks, okay? And today we had an announcement. Well, actually, last night we had an announcement. Microsoft and NBIS, Nebius Group, of about, I don't know, 19 billion over the course of the next 5 years, maybe 20 billion. So it's about 4 billion a year. And you're talking about a company that had I think it was about a 13 billion. It's a 23 billion market cap now, but you could see the sales were not there. I mean, it had 250 million in sales with a, I don't know, a 12 or 13 billion market cap, but it doubled, excuse me, it was up 50% today. So the market cap went up, obviously, with the added sales. And so what it spurs when a move like that happens, we had a Wolf a while back where Wolf had a deal with Google, right? And this one popped 60% on this move back on August 14th. And then it's been flagging ever since. And today piled on another 12%. I did put this one on the red list, and it's up after hours too. I think these are going to go higher. But the reason why is there's speculation that, well, if Wolf got a deal with Google and Microsoft has a deal with Nebius, well, it stands to reason that there's going to be deals with these other companies like this one here, IREN. I put this one on the red list this morning as well. So it's got this flag pattern, which, I'm going to put that. I know a lot of people can't get to it because, you're busy, and I get that. Maybe on the weekend, I'll add that on there and put it in the education center. But it had this, big run, flag pattern. Now another big run, and it flagged here for a couple weeks. And now it's moving out of this, flag pattern or pennant pattern, whatever you want to call it. It's making new highs. That's all we care about. We welcome new highs. Yeah. Thank you very much. New highs are knocking at the door. We're going to let them in. Welcome, new high. And so IREN, WULF, Wolf, these ones are all benefiting from this, kind of speculation that there's going to be more deals out there for these hyperscalers. And the data center plays. What was the other one? Oh, CIFR. I don't think I put this one on the ready list. I definitely wanted to because it's the same thing, it's the same flag pattern that has worked, right? It came up, had this little whoop flag for a while. This is probably what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks, and now it's been starting to move. This week's up 22%, not bad. And CIFR is a ticker, and it's even up after hours. Yeah, a 20% move today. So those three I really like. And, of course, if you own NBIS, congratulations. That's a hell of a move. And I still think, if you hold that, I still think it's probably going higher. We always we welcome those moves. We run towards those moves. We gravitate towards those moves. We do not run away from them because this is the institution's buying. This is only 2 days of volume here, and it's already topped, all of its weekly volume ever in 2 days. So this is the highest volume day. Not to be ignored, Dan. That's all I'm going to say. And so if you didn't get Nibius and you didn't get IREN or CIFR, Wolf Core Weave is another one of what I'd call pen action. And this one has made like a bottom here at 85.26, and it retested that low of 85.26. It retested it a couple times, 85.21, 84.40, and now it's starting to move out the last 3 days. And it's up after hours, and I'm going to get to that in a minute. I will, I promise. So I'm just going to do, the Mag 7, some themes, and then I'm going to get to the earnings reports tonight. So that was the one theme, the data center play based on NBIS and Microsoft contract news. That was a big deal, and we did see a lot of pin action, which I expected, and they followed through today, and hopefully we get another follow through day tomorrow. And I'm getting there. I'm getting there. All right, I've got to go to my old standbys here. You guys are sick of me talking about this, but I'm going to lead with these. Gold was up today, again, but there's going to be a time when gold is up and these things are going to sell off because there's going to be profit taking. Strong stocks and strong groups, but still, I mean, if you're up a lot in gold, you have to take some profits. And in the stock market, there's only, supply demand, buyers and sellers and support and resistance. And at some point, this thing's going to hit resistance. There's going to be some profit taking. It'll pull back to support. And that'll give us a chance to get in if you are interested in gold stocks. AGI, which is the one that this is, of course, this one is down today, but I think it did make a new high and pull back a little bit. A lot of those gold stocks did, yeah. AU, it's just there's going to be profit taking after, such a big move. Barrick, this one made another new high today and closed up 0.5%. This is one of their stronger ones here now. That one's looking really good. PAAS, Pan American Silver, made a new high and pulled back, which is normal. All right, this is normal action for stocks when they make new highs, just to pull back a little bit. Profit takers, right, and just maybe get support once again at this five. That thing surfing the five like Kelly Slater. Anyway, I don't want to bore you with all the gold stocks here. I want to move on. The hardware names are just. I should be mentioning these before. MU, I should have had on my ready list. I didn't. Big move above a downtrend line last week here. And then Friday, powered through the pivot here. You can see this big volume day. And then Monday and Tuesday of this week, nice moves here. This is Monday straight up, Tuesday straight up, and this is your gap here on Friday. So Micron's looking fantastic. Still, I would say this is still actionable. I mean, if you want to own a hardware name, a data storage, that one's still actionable. The ones that are really gone to town is Pure Storage, and this is one of those flag patterns again that I've mentioned, right? That makes a big move higher and actually has a short stroke. Did I put that one on my I don't think I did. I skipped that one. Like I said, there's 75 I could choose from. I think I had about 20 on there. But this is a classic, short stroke pattern here from last week. Hasn't moved this week. It's flat on the week. But when you move 3 weeks ago, it was up, excuse me, 2 weeks ago, it was up 33%. Last week, it didn't give back anything. It didn't make a new high, but it was only up 2%. Now this week, kind of staying inside, just nice and quiet. So I like the looks of this one. It needs more time though. You see, it allowed time for the 5 EMA to catch up there. So Pure Storage, don't take your eyes off it. WDC. Western Digital, oh man. Now this thing's just been taken off. They spun off SanDisk recently, and SanDisk has been doing the same thing. So these are like the gold stocks, just throw a dart at them, or it's like shooting fish in a barrel. They're all just ripping higher. Seagate from Scotts Valley, California. Very nice, strong play here. Surfing the five, doing nothing wrong, as I like to say. It's not doing anything wrong. It's hard to buy though, right? I mean, it's not pulling back for you. Yeah, what can you say? Uh, Let me see what else we have here in this group. Oh, some more hardware names, CRDO. Yeah, this just every day these things are going up. I mean, I don't know what to tell you if you want to buy them. There's CLS pulling back. Yay. So this is what I'm looking for. Just give me one day where you can just give a little bit of a breather, right? Take a breather, let that five catch up. That's a big gap last week. Let's see what that looks like. Yeah, that's a big move. And you can see it's already up after hours. And I think we're going to have a decent morning tomorrow morning. Yeah, it was up 25% last week. So, all right. And the last one in this group is Glowworm Corning. Just surfing the five like Kelly Slater, man. After the breakout, I know I put this one on my flag list. As I'm looking at my list, I don't see it on here. Like I know I did, but I didn't. So I meant to, but I don't think I did. But it qualifies just like, all the other ones that I'm showing you where they have this big move off the Liberation Day lows, kind of has this 3 weeks tight pattern, flattens out and just rips higher. This has been really a common theme. This is a sign of a super, super strong market. And they're not going to give you some bases to just, a nice, clean, easy base to buy and rip higher. They're going to pull back, they're going to flag, and then they're going to move higher. And I've talked, a lot about the mechanics behind it. So that's less important. All right. One of my favorite sectors, biotechs, Nectar, broke out of a base here. Once again, power through the pivot. And what did it do? It continues to follow through, up 10% today. Um, yeah, I mean, I'm sorry I did not put that one on my red list. That's just yeah, it's a really beautiful looking breakout there. Gosh, um, that's chart porn right there for Nectar. Gosh, what a beautiful move. IONS. Um, Another one, does this look familiar? Yeah. This is one of these stocks that are on our RS relative strength list that I post every morning. Just, you just got to close your eyes and buy. It did pull back though. It went, sideways for a couple days before the 6% pop today. So they are giving you a chance. You just have to be really quick. You have to be watching them. MLYS, I mean, this is a one-way stock here. More chart porn. I mean, it's not even allowing the five to catch up. MLYS. Like I say, I don't even know what half these things do except for make their shareholders money. A lot of the biotech stocks are working well now. This is ALNY, call it American League New York, so like the New York Yankees. If you're not a Yankees fan, that's okay. Um, this one, another, ran up, went sideways for a while, ran up, formed another, flag pattern. So these things are just really working well. And Analem Pharmaceuticals, just a one-way stock. ARQT. Now this is a chart that I really like. Should have had it on the ready list. I just, this is your handle here. As it pulls back, shake some fools out, as I like to say, back to the 50. It's just, shaking guys like me out because I hate pullbacks. But anyway, just down to the 50, and now it's just ripping higher. What does that look like on the weekly chart? That was a strong move last week, and then up 4.5% this week. Not bad for a, $18 stock. Yeah, 10.5% move last week, follows it up this week with a 4.5% move. So Arcutis is looking very nice, as Borat would say. Um, ANI Pharmaceutical, just another one of these one-way stocks, gapped up, boom, just trading higher, up another 3.5% today, making new highs. INSM, sick to my stomach on this one because I sold too early. The story of my life. Yeah, sometimes you sell too early. I know at 120, now it's at 147, but that's trading. That's trading. You're not going to buy the bottoms or sell the tops. You take your profit, move on. That's fine. I'm not going to chase this one, although I probably should. I said that when it was at 130, now it's at 147. And that's just the type of market that we're in. CELC, I want to see what this one did today. Okay, just a quiet day today, so it's allowing the five to catch up. That one's super strong as well. SUPN, another one that I like, just surfing the five. Anyway, there's a lot of them. I'm not going to get to all of them. I'm going to stop there because I have something that I know you're really interested in. My favorite sector is the oil and gas sector, and I've been watching these for a while, and I didn't want to put them on because it's like, the people from Missouri, you got to show me. And this one's starting to show me here as it emerges out of this stage one base, or you can see 155.12 would be your, standard buy point, there it is right there on this nice symmetrical cup. You can see this is real tight trading here. Undercut the 50, rallied back above, got to that pivot point, went sideways for 3 days, popped today. So that's Valero. This is a big refiner, 50 billion market cap stock. That's not a small company. Dino the dinosaur, HF Sinclair broke out of a base, allowed the five to catch up as it pulled back the last 3 or 4 sessions, and today popped with nice volume, nearly 3%. Dino looks good. DK, I've been watching this one for a while, but I didn't buy it. I'm a big, I don't know. I don't know. When it comes to oil and gas, I just don't have conviction in them, it's probably a function of my age too. I've seen the oil and gas over the years. They're heartbreakers, man. So, anyway, I haven't had good luck with them. How about that? It just pulled back to its five though and popped nearly 6% today. A stock is a stock. You can make money on any stock. I have scar tissue. That's all from past wounds. And then PARR, another one. This one's breaking out today. This is a beautiful cup with handle here. As you see, the pretty tight trading here. It came down made this handle here, this what I would call a bull wedge as it pulled back to the 21. Classic, breakout here up 8% today. Did I buy it? No. Was I watching it? Yes, but that's the way it goes. Anyway, there are some oil and gas stocks that are looking well. I just wanted to point that out. All right. And now since we're on the energy play, I've got to go to this one, another one that's just driving me crazy. Because the utility electric power group has been, not that strong, but this one is, yeah, another one of these flag patterns, right? As it came off the lows, ran up, pulled back a couple of weeks here, then ran up, had a 3 weeks tight, and this is like a flat base pattern. And I would stay, below 400, yeah, 394, call it 395. Yeah, I'd say that's still actionable here. So if you don't own an energy play and you want one, that one looks pretty good actually. One of my favorites is VSC. I hadn't looked at it in a while. Yeah, it's below the 50, looking to rally back above. GEV, alternative energy, trying to get through its 50, just loitering right around the 50. LEU, definitely showing strength here. That's what you want to see off the 50, a nice pop, right? 6.5%. That one looks good. Oklo. Hmm. Another pop off to 50. So the energy stocks are looking better. And then, you got to go to the banks. They're doing so, so, so well. This is Goldman Sachs. When you see big companies, big banks, and there's 230 billion banking stock up, making new highs. These things are doing really well. 179 billion market cap. Citigroup looks fantastic. Morgan Stanley, another one making new highs today. These are surfing the 21. They're not as fast as stocks as, they're not going to trade like a CoreWeave or, NBIS or, some of those ones that I showed you earlier. But definitely, yeah, some to, you know, if you want the slower moving financial stock, they look good. GDOT, this is a Georgia Department of Transportation or Green Dot or the Green Hornet. This one broke out of its little base today here. Another one, did I put this one on? I did put this one on my video. Yippee-ki-yay. So anyway, this one had a big move, consolidated in like a whole base off its lows there from what, I don't know, 6 to 12, then had this big move here, and then it's been consolidating here for about 3 weeks, forming this little flag pattern, and today broke out of it. There you go. There's your little flag from what 9 to 14 flag away, and now it's 14.58. So lower price stock, 807 million market cap, $14 stock with a million shares traded. So it's what, less than 15 million dollar volume. So it would never qualify for any of our screens, but just pointing it out. And then Bill, finance software name. Let me see. What was the news today after hours? Oh, Elliott Management. That's right. Elliott Management has a 5% stake, seats on the board of Bill Holdings. All right. Let me see. All right. That's it for me. Thank you for watching at mcstockcharts.com. We never give up, except for I'm getting a lot of questions on Open, because it's had a big move and people are kind of interested in it and own it. And I just want to point out it's got a very consistent pattern. It's not doing anything wrong. It came up the lows, like 50 cents up to $5. It was already a 10 bagger here. And then what did it do? It made that high and then reversed lower and just pulled back to the moving average. At this point, it was 50% above its five, 310% above the 50. Okay, so that's a little hot. How far above the 200? Oh, only 143. Okay. That's not the point. The point is that it pulled back and found support. I always talk about support and resistance. This one found support. What did it do? It ran back up to 587 on that Monday, August 25th. And what did it do? Now that 587 is an important number because that was the high there, like your high water mark, and people didn't want to pay that. And there were some profit takers. And what did it do? It just came back to its five. Now, it didn't come exactly back to its five. It undercut it a little bit. It went up and down, little teeter-totter. And then after a couple of sessions, it started to move and made another new high 2 Mondays later, which was yesterday at 732. And then what did it do? It reversed lower. It closed at the low of the session from 732 and closed at 604. And all it did today was just pull back to that old high 590 or 587, right? So that's what you want to see is it finds support there at that old level. Let me get on maybe a 10-minute chart. Can I get back there? Maybe a 15-minute chart. I'm trying to get back to, Marty, you're all screwed up. I'm trying to get back to 2 Mondays ago where it made that high of 587, which is August 25. And that's not going to do it. You got to go to a 30-minute chart. See, I should have done this in advance instead of flying by the seat of my pants. So here's your gap up higher. It made that high of 587. And like I said, that was early on a Monday, and then it reversed lower and closed, I don't know, it was like $6 or something. And then it continued lower and just kind of made, I don't know how many days here, 3 or 4 days, and it started, running higher, right? I can't get that right now. That was my phone. And then it made that high of excuse me, I lost my train of thought. 732 yesterday on Monday. And then it came back to that old high of 587 and it found support there. So to me, if you're long this thing, that's exactly what you want to see. Support at the old high here of 587. And that's what happened today. Kind of bumped along there a couple of times. I think it touched down there about 3 or 4 times. It didn't bounce off there, but it held support there. So if you own this one, that's what you're looking for in the next couple of days, just to see if it could find support at the old 587, 588, 585, 580. The the 5 EMA was 589 today and the low was 590. So I'd say it came down to the 5 and bounced slightly. I mean it closed mid-range of the session. So anyway, that's open. I get a lot of questions about it. It's not doing anything wrong. Yeah, I think it's going higher. I own it. Yes, I do. There's nothing to worry about. Don't be hand wringing. Stocks are going to come down, especially in like a bucking bronco like this one. This thing's going to move a lot. And you're going to be up 20% one day and it's yippee-ki-yay, and it's going to come down 15% one day and it's going to be like, oh man, I'm in the outhouse. But don't worry, just let the moving averages be your guide. I think it's going to be fine. I think it's trading higher. And if it doesn't, I'll sell it. All right. That's it for open. It's a cult-like stock like Tesla or Palantir. A lot of people love that stock. All right, so after hours, we have, oh my God, 304. After hours, Oracle reported a pretty strong quarter. Obviously, somebody likes it. When I was looking, it was like 280, and I was thinking of buying ORCX. It was like 45. Yes, now it's at 49. That's okay. I mean, yeah, I mean, that's the way it goes. Catch the next one. But this one undercut the 50 and now rallied back through. Now, tomorrow, obviously, this is going to be making a new high for Oracle above this is just consolidating in a base. And wow, 304, man, that's really wow. So it broke above a downtrend line recently, but it was still below the 50. And so, today it rallied up above it, but, at 241 hard to make a move there ahead of earnings, but gosh, 305, man. Congrats to the longs there if you own Oracle. Anyway, yeah, so that's going to drive. I showed those stocks earlier, like AMD and the data center plays like IREN. They're going to pop on that news. Yeah, and WULF as well. And CIFR, yeah, these are all up after hours. I'm not saying they're going to pop 10% tomorrow, but and Oracle is a big kahuna, and the thought process is, Google made a deal with Wolf, Microsoft made a deal with, NBIS, and now maybe Oracle or one of these other companies will make a deal with one of these other players. So there's a lot of speculation going on. All right. Yeah, so that'll be good for the Nasdaq for tomorrow. Rubrik reported a good quarter, not a home run, not a grand slam, a good quarter, but they're still losing money. They guided, let me get this straight, 36% ARR, recurring revenue and annual recurring revenue. Um, they're going to lose less money than expected, but still they're losing money. I don't know. Software is just a tough play. I don't think it's going to get slaughtered with this report, but I don't think it probably will have trouble with 100. It's down slightly after hours, but you got to go through the conference call and see what the management team has to say. Rubrik, not a bad quarter. Not like AVAV. They missed on, I don't know. They missed on metrics, but it's up 2%, so no damage there. SNPS. Another one that missed, yeah, they're down 16%. They blame tariffs, man. When you see companies doing that, it's probably masking something else going on here in the software design group. Maybe AI is taking their place. All right. ALNY, a little retail name up, excuse me, down 5% after hours. Anyway, that's it for me. Thank you for watching. I'll have more in the morning here, especially on these earnings reports and some of these smaller stocks that are making big moves. I think we need to pay attention to. Anyway, at mcstockcharts.com, we never give up.